This month so far, I have made over $34,600 trading with an 80% win rate, and I've done all of this using one insanely simple strategy. And if you watch this entire video from start to finish, you will have the exact system to have consistent green weeks and make over $2,000 per day as a day trader. And at the end of the video, we're going to implement the entire thing live right in front of you. So let's get into the full trading strategy. Subscribe, let's go. So first thing you want to do is go over to the top corner of your trading view here and grab this little tool right here. This is called the Fibonacci retracement tool. Now, this tool looks really confusing at first, but don't worry, I have a custom setup that I'm going to show you, and we're going to make sure that we have it fully built for you 100%. So what we're going to do is double tap here, and the only values you want to have on this fib here are going to be these 5 that you are seeing right here on the screen. So pause the video, do this along with me. So these 5 values right here, you're going to go, and this is how simple your fib is going to look. It's the most simplistic strategy that you can ever use. It doesn't have any crazy steps. It doesn't have any fair value gaps and consequent encroachments, any of these really complicated concepts. It's just 2 very simple things. The first one is going to be your golden pocket. This is extremely important to remember, your GP. This is the most likely place for us to take a trade using this strategy. And the second is going to be the 50% area. So the way that we're going to use this strategy is by using what's called areas of retracement. The stock market can't just go up forever. We know for a fact this is not something that can just happen. We need to be entering at a point where we're actually able to make some money and be able to catch the trend along the way. This is what the Fibonacci retracement tool does. So what that means and what that looks like is essentially something like this. We're going to see trend push up here, push up, and then there's going to be one of 2 things that happen. We are either going to retrace at the 50% or we're going to retrace at the golden pocket. So lots of times that we're making these trends, it's going to look exactly like that. Now, one thing you need to make sure that you have and make sure that you understand is that you are always going from left to right, not from top to bottom, not from bottom to top, right? You're going from left to right. So when you draw this fib here, it's going to be from this top to this bottom, left to right. And then we're just going to drag that fib out, right? Very simple. It's the simplest thing in the world. And so one thing that you'll notice is the moment that we come up and touch this golden pocket, look what ends up happening, right? We end up coming straight back down to that 50%. This is how this strategy works. There's 2 main ways. This is the first way. I'm going to show you the second way in a couple of minutes here. This is one thing that I want you to see before we start doing that. But this is the way that this strategy works. You find those retracements and you take positions off of those retracements, right? So if I remove all my drawings here, one thing that you'll see, again, redraw all of these. So the top of your range, you want to find the top of your range and the bottom of your range, right? That, as you can see, is a pretty strong range. So we're going to grab the top to the bottom. And as you can see, we have perfect retracement at the area of the golden pocket. So one thing that you can do is you can enter your positions as soon as you touch the golden pocket, or you can wait for price action confirmation, right? So here in this scenario, what you're going to see is either, yes, you could enter just at this golden pocket, and that has worked a lot in this market here, but you could wait until you have actual real confirmation off of this move. Because when we have a wick like this off of an area of importance, an area of liquidity, we know for a fact that we are most likely going to continue towards the downside direction because we have those sellers pushing the market down. So what we're going to look to do is enter through those lows. Whenever we see that and we end up seeing the lows get broken on that candle, we're going to enter on that break. Stop loss is always going to go over the golden pocket here, and then we're going to set our target down to swing lows. And that is it. That's literally the whole strategy from start to finish. But remember, most people still mess up one other thing, and we're going to explain that very quickly. But so once we have that break of those lows, we'll go ahead and play the full strategy out, down to swing lows, and we hit target perfectly. So that's the first example of this strategy. But remember, there's still a lot of things that people do incorrectly. So let's explain a couple of those things right now. Whenever you go to your next swing high, swing low, right? You need to wait until your full trend is established before you end up having the next fib. So for example, this right here, I would not consider your next fib, right? So you have this area right here, right? Yes, this is considered a swing high and this is considered a swing low. but that's not necessarily a full trend shift, right? The only time I would expect that to be a full trend shift is if we actually get a few more candles to the upside. Then I would start to believe, okay, we do have that swing high, swing low. So one thing you can do to avoid this situation, which a lot of people get themselves caught trying to have their fib right here, and then they end up blowing themselves up because they don't know when to actually make the retracement. One thing you can do is start your retracement and wait for the full swing to be finished. So take a look here, right? This swing has not finished itself yet, so we cannot consider this a valid swing high, swing low as of now. This is where I can start to consider this a valid swing high, swing low. Take a look at how we have that very clear swing to the downside. So in this scenario, we can start to look for overall golden pocket touches, 50% touches for us to take positions to the downside. Now, the first place that the market's most likely to return to is here. So we need to pay more attention to the golden pocket. That's why we don't take this position. Instead, we wait for the reaction at the golden pocket and we see what it looks like. So as you can see, we come up to the golden pocket here. And do not make this mistake. Do not enter right off the golden pocket for no reason. Don't just do that because it makes no sense. Everybody that tries this tells me that this strategy doesn't work or tells me that this strategy isn't successful. And it's because they're just entering for no reason. Well, we need to see actual price confirmation before anything. So here we can start to think, okay, now we have ourselves a potential price confirmation, potential move to the downside, and stop losses over your highs. We usually see that giant swing after that. But you can actually cut your position there, or you can just let the position go all the way to your target. And as you can see, this is a 2,221 tick position, 500 points, a 4-to-1 risk to reward trade. Massive, 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 massive gains here on this position. If you took this with just one NQ, you're up over $10,000 on the day. And that's just by understanding how the swing high, swing low placement actually works. So in this scenario, I'll show you the same thing again. Take a look. And understanding the swing high, swing lows really is the most important thing that you can do within your trading. So as you can see, this trade right here is utilizing something a little bit different. We don't just take the position right on the golden pocket touch. Instead, we're taking the position after the golden pocket hit. And so that's something that we utilize a lot called the golden pocket continuation. And it's not used very often because it's honestly one of the most overlooked strategies that people just don't see. And so to do this golden pocket continuation, what you're gonna do is instead of just taking the long right here and expecting price to continue, we're gonna wait for price action to give us stronger confirmations. And so once you see price action push through the golden pocket, this gives us the idea that we may retest the golden pocket and continue. And so let's take a look exactly at what happens in this scenario. We push forward down through the golden pocket. Are we going to enter short at this point? Do we just enter short right now? No. And most likely you've probably done this before. And this is what absolutely kills you as a trader, is that you keep trying to enter at the exact point where you break the golden pocket. Well, that can always be a fake out, as you see right here. This would have stopped you out hardcore. But one thing that we know is the TFC entry model that I showed you guys before, which is the trend fail continuation, shows that if we are pushing down here, we have that failure right here, and then we end up pushing down below lows, we should see a continuation. So what ends up happening here is this next candle comes through and we have a break of those lows exactly what we're looking for. You place your stop losses on the other side of the golden pocket, and we always target the lows on the other side of the fib. And so guys, this becomes a very simple strategy. As you can see, why didn't this work? Why did this end up flipping and going red on it? Well, remember, the fact is that there's always going to be fibs everywhere you look. And so take a look here. Why are we rejecting at this point? Why did we just flip all of a sudden when this should have gone all the way to these lows? Well, take a look. If we grab the fib from the top of our range, or the bottom of our range, to the top of our range, look at where price flips. This is exactly how fibs can also give you targets as well as your entry. So now you can base targets and entries off of fib, giving you extremely powerful trading strategy ideas over and over and over again. And this is the way that I use fibs every single day, guys. So yeah, guys, this is the Fibonacci continuation model. If you want a more in-depth guide on this, drop a comment because I can go over this in-depth, or maybe even do a backtesting session on this. If you want to see a full backtesting session with this whole strategy that might be like an hour long, drop a comment. I will go over and show you exactly how well this strategy actually does. And remember, guys, like I said, I do have one-on-one coaching that I do every single day. So I'm not going to say, again, I'm not going to say that it's perfect, but what I am going to say is if you want accurate results, go a higher time frame. For example, this is the 15, and you're going to see lots of times that we get literal direct golden pocket touches and then immediate reversals off of it. So if you go to the 1 hour, you'll probably see the same thing. Lots of very accurate golden pockets everywhere. But I want to do something special in today's video. I want to break down an entire trade from start to finish using this golden pocket strategy, but I want to do it all live, right? No replay charts, I'm not going to show you guys hindsight. This is going to be all live, all done right in front of you. So let's get straight to the live trading. What we're looking for here is a position to either reverse off of this golden pocket or a position to flush through the golden pocket. Those are the only two things that can happen. So we're either going to see this move bounce off of this level, or we're going to see this move fly through the level, retest, and continue down. All we need to do is make sure that we are seeing the right things at the right time, right? It's all about timing. Look at how we're reacting off of this level. We're starting to see slowing up at this golden pocket here. This is a price action confirmation that we're looking to see that potential upside swing. So what I can do here is I could set a buy here and put stop losses underneath the golden pocket. And so when that happens, right, we're already seeing that price action potential confirmation here. We're looking for a swing up to at least this 50% here, because the market always moves from level to level, right? It's the most simple thing in the world. The market moves from level to level. And so when we see a move at a golden pocket, right, we see price action looking for that confirmation at the golden pocket, we are going to expect a move to the next potential area. And so I'm going to go ahead and close this position here because I just wanted to give you guys that example trade. If we do end up seeing that flush through trade, I'll show that as well. But what we look for is that overall move from one part of the area to the next. And so once you see the golden pocket confirmation, it's pretty much like it's game. It's very, very simple to see. We have ourselves a push through the level, a retest of the level, right? As you can see, we push through the level, we retest the level, we have ourselves a large selling wick, which shows that we have downside pressure here, and then a continuation through breaking lows. All we have to do is break out of the order block, and I'm happy with this position. So we got our entry off of that 5-minute TFC with the retest of the level and a continuation through, a break of that low. Everything is pretty much exactly what we wanted here. And we can do this all day, every day. This becomes a very simple strategy inherently. Just to show you guys exactly how powerful this strategy is, I'm going to draw a couple of these fibs out. So you can see the top, grab your top to the bottom of your range. There's your fib move right there. And this, I can back test this for you guys. I can show you all day, every day. This strategy absolutely is a killer in every scenario. As you can see here, we're going to just keep drawing these out. That way you can see them top to bottom. There's your fib right there, the continuation. We have so many different examples of this, but as you can see, I can just keep drawing them and they just keep working. Those are the two spots that you're going to reject at your 50% and your golden pocket. Now, you may think you just understand this strategy already,